Hi, everyone. Last week, we lost two greats in the rock world. There's Ozzy Osbourne from Black Sabbath and George Kooymans from The Golden Earring. And so this weekend is going to be a special commemorative tribute weekend to both of their contributions to the world of music. Today, I'm starting with The Golden Earring. The song chosen is Radar Love from 1973. And it is a piece of music that, well, The Golden Earring is a Dutch rock band founded in 1961 in The Hague and George Kooymans was the guitarist and co-founder of the band. He co-wrote Radar Love, and he also wrote and shared lead vocals on the top 10 hit Twilight Zone. He died last week on Thursday, July 24, 2025, at the age of 77. And this first listen is in his memory. I like the way they kind of shape those long sustained notes. Bring in some other resonances.
I've been driving all night, my hands wet on the wheel. There's a voice in my head that drives my heel. It's my baby calling, says I need you here. And it's 4:30 and I'm shifting gear. When she's lonely and the longing gets too much, she says
this is my first time hearing this band, so have a lot of the real classic rock sound. It's a little bit rough, a little bit gritty.
The radio is playing some forgotten song.
Ooh!
Brand new coming on strong.
That was interesting there, because I was just saying it's kind of the classic rock sound that I begin to be familiar with, and I'm just thinking, okay, from 1973, it's the golden age of classic rock, isn't it? And I'm enjoying thinking, okay, this is a Dutch band, all right, and enjoying the particular voices. I mentioned the way I like what happened with those long notes in the introduction. It's almost like they brought in some other sonic resonances as the note was sustained. It gave it a special shape each time it was held out there. Now, when we get into this next portion of the song, it lightens up. It clears out. It's almost like it simplifies. But I don't mean that the music simplifies. I mean that the sound becomes simple. It becomes very intimate, in the sense that it's almost as if we're listening to someone sing without a mic, without even outdoors. There's this feeling of it being very undoctored, and then the octaves of the voice, the two voices singing in an octave, that adds. I hear that they're really aware of and digging into different resonances and qualities of sound, and all within this context of classic rock. So it's interesting to me to hear this. This is as I said, my first time hearing this band, and makes me curious about some of their other work. So here it's coming up. Making us wait for it.
The radio's playing some forgotten song.
It starts with more of the higher voice, and then you hear the
coming on strong. The road has got me hypnotized, and I'm spinning into a new sunrise. When I get lonely and I'm for sure I've had enough, she sends a comfort coming in from above. We don't need no letter at all. We've got the thing that's cold.
a nice energy to the music too.
We've got a light in the sky.
Boom, rushing in. Listen to that breath. Even the brass stays in the lower range. And I'm noticing also, this is kind of harking back to some of the even earlier styles with the way that the brass came in there, kind of almost hinting at even the early big band and blues brass sounds, and then the drums here with this long drum break. It all feels a little bit like it's not just from 73, but almost like it's looking back even to the early 60s, maybe even the 50s. It's an interesting mix of stylistic elements, but the whole thing comes together as this sort of rough voiced sound, but it's not harsh. There's a softness to it. Maybe if I were to have to put a name to that, I might say it's maybe the blues influence, but it doesn't really feel bluesy. It's more just the sonic experience. Just enjoying the ride. Well, speaking of, this is about driving a car, right?
Speed, I'm almost there.
A journey.
Cool now,
if we look at the lyrics. And so it makes sense to have these long
Here I go.
portions. Ooh!
And the line of cars drove down real slow. And the radio played that forgotten song. Coming on strong, and the newsman sang his same song. Oh, one more radar lover gone. When I get lonely and I'm sure I've had enough, she sends the comfort coming in from above. We don't need no letter at all. We've got a thing that's called radar.
I know how I would describe this sound. This last bit here just made me think. It's like running your hands on a rough carpet, isn't it? There's a thickness to it, and there's a roughness to it, but at the same time, it's soft. That's the best description I can think of at the moment.
I've had enough. She sends the comfort coming in.
some should I say some levitational moments in that video clip as well, huh? So that is my first time hearing Golden Earring and Radar Love, of course. It has me curious. It does. And is this a bad thing to say? I'm kind of glad it's been brought to my attention, even though it's an unfortunate circumstance, the loss of the guitarist, which has brought this band onto my radar. But it has me a bit curious to explore perhaps a bit more of their sound somewhere down the road and place it, think more about the context and the placement of it and their role in the rock music world. And it's not just the sound of the band that has me curious. It's how they're using the sound. Because, as I said, it seems that they're really attuned to the coloration and the shaping of the sonic elements. How the different tonal qualities influence our experience of the music, how they use that to enhance and bring out certain musical elements. Not only that, though, as I said, it also feels like they're looking back towards some of the earlier styles, the blues and the big band styles. I hear elements that I first recognized in those styles. I hear them pretty strongly in this band. However, what I'm intrigued about is how they're using them, because this is, we could say, maybe falls in the category of a driving song. I've been driving all night, my hand's wet on the wheel. There's a voice in my head that drives my heel. It's my baby calling, says, I need you here, and it's 4:30 and I'm shifting gear. And it's all about this car journey to get somewhere, right? And there were kind of these long breaks. Dum 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 dum. And it was interesting to me that they didn't feel like dead space. It didn't feel like it was just killing time. But it certainly was a break in the progress of the music. And I felt that it was really appropriate to the subject matter, because this is a song set in the context of a car journey. And there's a lot of time you spend in the car just driving along. Dum, 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 dum. And it's not, it wasn't done to the point of exaggeration to where it felt put on, artificial, too much, too dramatic. But it was just enough to make us feel that this was about a journey. It was about a journey that took a good bit of time. We've got a thing that's called Radar Love. We've got a wave in the air, Radar Love. Yes, okay, all of that. But then the radio's playing some forgotten song. Brenda Lee's coming on strong. The road has got me hypnotized, and I'm speeding into a new sunrise. Each verse has something about this journey by car. And somehow I felt like there was just the right touch of travel feel. Not traveling harmonically so much, but this sort of constant motion, and at the same time waiting, a lot of time passing. Dum 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 dum. And so that, the way they handled that idea present in the lyrics and made it come out in the music as well, in addition to their sensitivity towards tonal colorations, is what has me intrigued about the band. And so I'm sure I'll be checking them out in the future. But this was my first time hearing them, specifically in commemoration and in memory of George Koymans, the guitarist, which of course I just saw here in this video. And so one of the rock world's contributors lost. Well, it's kind of to be expected since rock has been around for a while, and it seems like every year we hear someone or more has reached the end of their days. But the cycle of life, and music carries us on beyond that. I'll see you tomorrow.